Welcome to the Dog Jug. Roger, how's it going tonight?
I'm doing good, Andy. I'm doing good. We're missing Ross. He's having some technical. He's fired up right now with the computer and everything. So that's he's figuring that out.
Him. He told us the show must go on, though. So we're going to do the best we can. Obviously, the show's quality goes to crap when we don't have a producer.
Right.
But, I mean, that just kind of makes it more fun, right?
Yeah. Hopefully he joins us here soon real quick. How was your week, man? I had a crazy – today was crazy. But,
yeah?
Yeah, well, baseball.
Any dead plumbers?
No dead plumbers. Everybody's alive and kicking. But we got baseball. Same night, both boys, different fields, different ages. And it's chaotic. I was at Little Caesar's Pizza grabbing Zah at 8:30 to try to feed him something after, because tomorrow's first day of school. Tomorrow and on Friday for the other one.
You were so lucky. Man. My daughter doesn't start school for like 2.5 more weeks. It sucks.
Isn't it? I know, man. We didn't go back till after Labor Day, man. It was nuts. Yeah. This is crazy.
Well, I think we should start off. We have a special report from one of our Dog Chug own.
Yes, let's do that.
And tell a little story. And I think, we got Ross.
Oh, Ross is in.
Up?
All right.
How's it going, Ross? So you're having some issues here on your phone.
It's my iPad Pro. We'll see how it goes because the camera's like on this side. It's annoying.
All right. Well,
yeah, my computer completely decided to die on me. It did something like an hour ago. I thought it was going to be fine, and then I turned it on and nothing works. So it's great. We're doing great over here.
Well, hey, we're always trying to get it together. So
hey, at least it's the preseason, and the preseason doesn't matter.
It's true.
Hey, look, man, I forgot I got my hearing aids. Huh?
What's that, Roger?
Yeah, man.
What?
Excuse me? I said I got my hearing aids.
What?
Yeah. Excuse me? Pardon?
You had like 2.5 years of us doing that to you.
I know, man, but it finally happened. I finally got them, and so I got the over-the-ear. Because they are Bluetooth, but only for phones and cars they sync to. They had to sync it to my phone or something. I don't know.
Wow.
But I couldn't do it on the computer, so I'm up and running. I don't think I'll miss anything tonight unless I fall asleep.
You'll probably fall asleep. Let's bring on our very own Stefanski girl. She has a little story she wants to tell. Welcome back to the Dog Chug. I promise not to ask you anything disgusting or terrifying.
No, not tonight.
What? Oh, no.
Nothing tonight.
So what's going on? What do you have to report?
You can't beat the last 2 times of the second date scenarios? Come on.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I could, but I don't think anyone wants you to do that, except for you and me. But
That's
anyway.
right. So, yeah, I was going to come on and talk about, I did finally meet Kevin Stefanski. I know that the 2 of you heard this story the day that it happened. Roger didn't hear the story, and neither did everybody on the interwebs. Oh, hello. We're getting a little message. But, yep, I met him at training. Lissandra's making me laugh.
Was it, wait, let me ask. Was the place that you met him, did you pay by the hour?
No!
Oh, nice.
That was after, Andy.
Oh, okay.
We had to meet first, and then we went there.
Ah.
No, at training camp. Sherry was there. We should have her in on this too.
Eyewitness.
Sherry Ryan, she's your wingman?
Hello.
She's your wingman.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, she was wing womaning a 13-year-old child. So
totally not my responsibility, but she was having fun. It was her birthday. She needed the good superpowers to work for her.
She did. So we're standing there, and to the left of us, Deshaun Watson is coming out to sign. So Sherry was helping this little girl, and I'm thinking, so in my other ear, though, in my right ear, I hear Kevin Stefanski is signing down there. And I looked at Sherry, and she looked at me, and I was like, I gotta go.
I was like, leave, please.
I gotta go.
No words. No words.
So were you like George Costanza getting out of the party with just throwing the kids and the women out of the way?
Dude, I trampled over so many children. I mean, I was plowing through the kids, man. And so Sherry was like, I got to stay here with this kid. Do you mind? Can you go alone? I'm like, I'll go alone. I'll do it alone. So I get down there and I find an opening to where he kind of is so I can see him. And as soon as I see him, you guys, like, I'm serious. Like, my kidneys were shivering. Like, everything. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, my knees were shaking and stuff.
Wow.
So
I saw it. I saw her kidneys.
So, yeah. So he was signing a football. It was dead silent, you guys. Like, nobody's even talking to the man. You have Kevin Stefanski right in front of you. Nobody's talking to him at all. Like, what the heck? So
I think what everyone wants to know, though,
It
is
was your lucky day.
he a good kisser?
yes.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we skipped ahead.
Yeah. It was good.
So when did security pick you up? When did they see you coming? See guys holding their ear.
Roger,
We got her.
here's what helps me. I am like the size of an 8-year-old. So I just kind of moved my way in, you know, being 4'11". I look like one of the 12-year-olds. I was like right there.
Yeah,
They weren't even paying attention.
I was guarding her. And all the children at the same time. So she, unrestricted free agent, she made a beeline to make eye contact with Kevin just for a little bit.
So
And I was like, be free.
did you get him to sign something? Everyone wants
Yes.
to know. Wow.
Yes, he signed my. I almost thought I hit it on my 30 jersey, his jersey, the white one.
Of course, you would have a Stefanski jersey, and now it's a signed Stefanski jersey. So, will you be wearing the signed Stefanski jersey, or does that go
Ooh.
into
Yeah.
storage?
It's gotta go. It's gotta be preserved or something.
Andy, I have to explain. The walk back to the car was the most stressful afternoon of Lana's life. Because, as you may remember from being there, it was torrential downpour the whole time.
Yes.
No umbrellas allowed, except for Deshaun Watson's girlfriend, which is fine. And we ditched the umbrella, but we found it. And then walking back to the car, I was keeping an eye on the signature, and she put her hair over it, and the umbrella kept moving, and it was extremely stressful for everyone within eye shot.
I was like, oh my God, is it getting wet?
Is it running? Is it
I'm
running?
like, I can't take this thing off. I just had a bra on. I was like, we're running through.
Boundaries.
Andy,
We
you
like
picked the wrong.
boundaries in public.
Andy,
Right?
you picked the wrong day to go to training camp.
You wouldn't walk down a sidewalk with your bra on to protect Stefanski's signature?
All day.
Well, you didn't do that, though.
I know. I
Too many
could have.
children. Too many
There
children.
were. Sherry probably would have punched me if I would have tried to do that. She would have,
Wow. Well, that is quite the story. So, when are you going to see him again?
Let's
Sunday.
See Mary Kay top that one.
Yeah, right?
Your move, Mary Kay. All right. Well, not only did you bring us a great story, but I believe you helped bring in our guest tonight. Is that correct? Do I have that right?
Yes. We were talking about James sent me some of his clips from their podcast, which was really good. And he asked about the dog chug and if we ever do any type of,
Collaboration.
collaboration, that's the word, collaboration with others. I'm like, I'm sure, yeah. So I reached out to Roger and
Nice.
here we go.
Well, let's bring in James. James, welcome to the Dog Chug. Thank you so much for coming on and for collaborating with us. We appreciate it.
Guys, it's great to be a part of this tonight. Appreciate you having me on with you to talk some Cleveland sports. I know there's a lot of brown and orange right now, and that's fine. It is that time of season. Guardians are still trying to hold on, but
I got the guards shirt on.
nice.
Good job, Ross.
Yep.
Unfortunately, they took the L tonight, but
Yeah.
But all right, so tell us all about your little podcast that you do.
I've been with Believe Land Media with Kevin Sledge and my co-host Melanie Kirby. for about a year now. When I started with the podcast, we were about episode 43. We just recorded finished recording episode number 91 about 5 minutes before I jumped in with you guys. So one thing we like to specialize is being able to continue to record during the off season. Sometimes you think there isn't as much news as there is, but you got to dig for it. So if you're a diehard Guardians fan, please check us out. Follow us on Twitter at Guardians of the CLE or at Guardians OT CLE on Twitter.
It's my new
today's show about? What was discussed today?
I was just going to say it's my new favorite Guardians podcast, but I've known Kevin from Believe Land Media. He had a podcast with Jeremy, a guy named Jeremy Lawless, and I won an Omar jersey signed to Omar from Kevin. Jersey about 3 years ago now.
I know currently he's doing a giveaway for a Joe Thomas signed helmet. So,
wow.
Yeah, check out the Believe Land Media Twitter page on that one.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, hold on one sec. We're just trying to. Whoa. Roger, take control of the show for a second. I'm trying to do a little background stuff here.
From me?
Yeah.
The one and only. Can you hear me, Roger?
Raj.
You have to turn down your volume. You guys.
Right. You're doing great, by the way.
All right.
Roger,
can you hear my volume too high?
You're good.
No, it was probably me on purpose, so you would hear me.
So Brown's fangirl, I got to ask, is that hat one of the OG original hats, or I see that was the one,
the painful one. Yeah,
I heard the stories about.
I got pictures and of all things to happen to me that day. Besides getting this hat, my tweet got a lot of attention on a Fox News website. I'm like, of all websites to see this stupid tweet, now they're going to think it's a conspiracy theory. I can't show my mom. She doesn't watch Fox News. She's going to be like, what, you're a Republican now? And I'm like, Mom, quit it. It's sports related. You don't watch sports.
Wow, really political tonight on the Dog Chug.
Super awake.
All right, so everyone check out Mega Sherry, Browns fangirl. She is leading the January 6th charge right now.
As you can see, go Browns.
All right, we're going to move it right along to the Dog Chug update. We've loaded the slides, and you three are free to hang out because we're gonna bring you in a little bit. But this is where we're going to teach everyone what's going on in Cleveland sports out there. So, hold on one. Okay, Ross, I think we start with you.
All right. Cade York missed another field goal last Friday against the Commanders, but the team is sticking behind him and going with a game plan to keep trotting him out there without competition, which could potentially regain his confidence, but will definitely break 70% of our fan base. By the way, Dog Chug declares August 17th as National Pour Your Beer on Your Family Member, Friend, or Co-worker Day if they whine about a kicker in August.
Oh, there you go.
There it
Bottoms
is.
up.
Monday's joint practice against the Philadelphia Eagles was said to go great for the Browns as our defensive line overpowered their O-line. And I have to admit, this news made me smile as last season we didn't look like we belonged on the same field with them. You know that feeling when the Browns are up by 3 touchdowns at halftime and you're getting a beer and feeling great, but you just can't shake that nagging feeling we're going to blow it? Well, for day 2, the Browns came back and didn't look like they belonged on the same field, got embarrassed, and my God, envisioning another season anything like the last 2. Roger and Ross, I need you to chug a beer.
Wait, who's the bartender tonight? Andy? Andy's the bartender?
James, you're the bartender. If you want
James, you got to tell him what to do.
Everything's in the garage fridge right now.
Oh, no.
You can tell us to drink whenever you
All
want.
I have is
Yeah.
H2O.
Yeah. You
All
tell
right.
them when, well, me, us, all of us, when to drink. Bartender.
All right, reporting from the two
Oh,
joint practices between the Browns and Eagles. Zach Jackson reported anything involving Deshaun Watson remaining in the pocket has been an adventure. What the hell, Zach? You've been reporting on this team for decades, but you sound shocked that the offense isn't clicking. Stop trying so hard. Pull a Grossi. Say the team will be 6-11 every year. The homers will hate you, but read every word you publish and tune in to every radio show, and they'll say, Zach gets it. Zach gets us. You'll have a job that's cushier than Freddie Kitchens, who is still being paid by the Browns for being awful.
That's just sad. Okay, now we're going to do a little AFC North preview. There's a couple of teams in the AFC. They're all pretty competitive, and it's part of the Dog Chug. We just want to go out there and give our audience, a little bit of information about what their off seasons are like, what their preseasons are like. So, Ross, I think you prepared something for the Bengals.
Yeah. So I volunteered for this one. As several of you know, I did live down in Cincinnati for a solid 5 years after college. So I got a pulse on the fan base. I got a lot of friends down there. So my preview and some minor predictions for the Bengals are going to really come from those friends down there. So it comes from the fans, not all the reporters. But this is what's been going on in the preseason for the Bengals. So first off, the biggest thing that's on everyone's mind is Joe Burrow's calf injury. He's out several weeks, but that's really not what the fan base is completely worried about. They're obviously worried about, how cheap the ownership is going to be, and they're not quite sure if Joe Burrow is going to stay because why doesn't he have money yet? Geno Smith's getting paid for crying out loud. So with all this, it's the first year they've got a practice facility outside the stadium, so they're showing some signs of money. But unfortunately, due to Mike Brown running out of money, he's actually got a plan to trade Joe Burrow just to maintain the franchise. So this is just the pulse I'm getting on the fan base down there. They're not having too much fun. I think they're bringing their Hootie Delights and Little Kings down there still. Just getting wasted. So they don't know what to do. So in order to I don't got too much on this because I had some notes, they disappeared. God damn. This is what happens when your computer fails.
Technical issues. Well, I think it's pretty apropos because I'm pretty sure the Bengals season's gonna just fail midway through. So.
Oh yeah. Especially after week one when we kick their ass, because they're not going to have Joe Burrow. The fans are going to be down. Joe Burrow's going to be crying that he doesn't have money yet. That trio of receivers is going to be crying that they're not getting paid yet, even though they're clearly elite. So it's just going to be in shambles. Everyone's going to be worried about money. They're not going to be focused, and the fans will just be stuck eating chili all day.
Nice. All right. Well, there you have it. The Cincinnati Bengals. I was terrified of them, but no longer. It looks like money issues are going to be their issue.
The chili scares me the most out of everything that was listed in that story.
So gross.
All right. Now I prepared something for the old Browns, the Baltimore Ravens. Late in the season, Lamar Jackson decided his contract status was more important than the team, and he literally had them limp to the playoffs, and they again got humiliated come January. The Baltimore Ravens were at a major crossroads for the organization. Would they move beyond the limitations of their star quarterback and draft someone like DTR that could give them a chance to win it all? Or would they cave and give ludicrous money to the running back that is games away from losing a step and becoming ordinary? They chose poorly, deciding a poor passer that will regularly get you featured on SportsCenter's Top 10 every week was worth $260 million. Now, this could work out in the short term as offensive coordinator Greg Roman has proven adept at building the offense around Lamar's skill set. But wait, he left this sinking ship to take a lateral position with the 49ers and replaced him with Browns cast-off Todd Monken. the guy that, along with Freddie Kitchens, continuously butchered goal line plays, no matter how many times the defense committed a foul and gave us like 500 chances to score. Baltimore also upgraded the wide receiver room, bringing in fellow Browns 2019 cast-off Odell Beckham Jr., who is going to lose his voice screaming for the ball, not realizing if he wanted to get his career back on track, he probably should have signed with a team that has a quarterback. Now, they did also add Zay Flowers, who we here at the Dog Jug like quite a bit, but for him to get the production he's capable of, he's going to need to pray Lamar gets into another contract dispute and sit out to have a chance. Now, we give the Lamar signing and the upgrades on offense an F. The defense does have some nice players, but losing Calais Campbell, Justin Houston, and Marcus Peters is going to make their feared defense look average. So we give the defense an F2, which we admit is harsh, but it's tough. It's tough to win big games in this league when your team doesn't have a quarterback without the D taking over. Now, the coach is one of the best in the league. If you're basing it on the number of times he's gotten jizzed in his meatball face at a gross orgy, this team could have been the class of the division and gone on to win championships, but quoth the Raven, nevermore.
Oh, I like a little pogue you slipped in there. Good for you, Andy. A learned man.
You guys gave me the Steelers, man. All right, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers failed to make the playoffs for the first time since 2019 last season. Yet Tomlin, he still held on, and he was above 500 for the 19th time in a row. Can't stand that guy. Steelers are going to bring back the core of their roster from last year, and they've made big additions at some of the important positions. Offensive line, 3 new faces. 8 new faces on defense, among them our old friend, defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi. Also, they added defensive line Armin Watts and cornerback Patrick Peterson. And really, I'm not worried about old-ass Patrick Peterson. Good luck out there, Pat. Nick Chubb going to run you over just like he does Marlon over on Baltimore. Let me see. They added 4 rookies to the one-time heralded Steelers curtain defense. They went defense in the draft as they tried to shore up that side of the ball. Now, any discussion of Pittsburgh's offseason, it's got to start with the offensive line. Last year, the Steelers signed guards James Daniels, center Mason Cole, both of them on team-friendly contracts, and that didn't fit Pittsburgh quarterbacks getting thrown around like a sack of dirty laundry. This season, they landed former Eagles guard Isaac Simolu. He stabilized the interior of the offensive line. Then they went ahead and they jumped ahead of the Jets in the draft, and they drafted Broderick Jones, and he was the best offensive tackle left on the board. They changed up. They got some Allen Robertson, the second, now projected to be the club's 3rd wide receiver behind Johnson and George Pickens. On defense, they lost their best cornerback, but again, the aforementioned Patrick Peterson and also Sullivan. Then they drafted a rookie, Joey Porter Jr., and they say that he should be an immediate starter. And I'll tell you what, all this sounds good. It sounds promising. The Steelers team, they're under a microscope in Pittsburgh this year to put together a good season and return to the playoffs. But hold on a minute, man. Hold on. None of this matters. Tomlin, go get some more fat-ass offensive linemen. It doesn't matter. Bring in 2 more Porter's kids. Call the parole authority. See if any Jim Harrison's kids are out on bond. I don't know if that cheap shot artist even has kids, but if he does, they're probably cheap shots artists, and they're probably on bond or in jail. It don't matter. I got one word for you. Brachydactyly. Say that with me. Brachydactyly. Brachydactyly syndrome is a congenital condition that leads to someone's fingers being much shorter than the average person, and compared to the general size of the rest of their body. It leads to 3 little mitten hands. Teeny tiny little mitten hands, and all the hopes and dreams of the cousin loving, ridge running, side mountain living Steeler fan yinzers are in the tiny hands of Kenny Pickett. This guy leaves himself unsatisfied for the fruitless round of pocket pool. His hands are so small. Freakish tiny little hands at the end of these long freakish arms. He comes from a long line of carnies. Carny folk.
Carnies.
His grandfather was the amazing tiny hands Tom Pickett. He had no knuckles. He was knuckleless. Tom Pickett, he married the GOAT girl. She had goddamn hoofs.
Did they live in Florida?
They traveled in all the sideshow circuses throughout Appalachia. Look them up. No Knuckles, Tom Pickett, and the GOAT girl. Listen, even if Kenny Pickett had normal size hands, not the creepy little Muppet hands, he still would be the 5th best quarterback in the AFC North behind Watson, Burrow, Jackson, Thompson, Robinson, DTR, baby. Then that creepy-handed Kenny Pickett. Steelers are going 2-15. Bafangu Steelers. Bunch of carny freaks.
Ooh.
Wow. Good job, Roger. I knew we had to let you go last.
Woo. Kerber, Hans, Pickett coming in hot. Anthony.
I learned more about hand size tonight than normally when I watch the NFL Network during the combine.
Is that okay?
Maybe.
All right. Now we got to ask Judge Sherry.
Yes.
Out of the 3 AFC North reviews that you heard, who would you rate did the best?
I know I'm feeling mighty incognito tonight. But that being said, somebody used some of my most favorite words and made fun of Pittsburgh, like legit, because he had like laundry lists of facts and facts and facts and facts.
Data.
Exactly. And something else we say in science. Does it pass the sniff test? It sure does. Roger's going home winner tonight.
Roger, you've gotten 1 vote. Now we're going to go to Stefanski Girl.
I have to agree with Sherry. I think Roger took it home on that one.
All right.
Very impressive, Roger.
All right, now we're going to Judge James. Out of the 2 judges, who was the better judge?
Classic Andy.
Who was the
judged
better
best?
judge?
Who judged better? Was it Sherry or who she kind of went on a little long, but she had a little more to say, or
I'm wordy. I can't help it. My people, it's in my DNA.
or was it future Kevin Stefanski's wife? Mrs. Stefanski, I should call her.
I'll go Mrs. F because Mrs. S because if not, I wouldn't be in here.
Oh,
tonight.
Mrs.
Oh, Mrs.
Cheers.
Congratulations
You'll be
on that.
invited to the wedding, James.
Sure, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay.
As you walk down the aisle, I'll throw dog bones instead of rice.
Now we're going to head back to the Dog Chug update because we have our
I'm on standby for you, buddy.
best part. Roger, you are up with the Roger's Top 10.
I got to do this 2 times in a row?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
You know what? I'm saved, though, because I didn't have time to – I got the cards. I didn't have time to write them on them. If you want, I'll throw them at your blank. These are the top 10 reasons the preseason does matter. All right, let's get through this real quick so we get to
So wait, you're arguing that the preseason does matter.
that it does matter, right?
A lot
Some
of
people are saying the
out there say,
preseason.
yeah, preseason doesn't
These
matter.
are the top 10 reasons the preseason does matter.
All right, let's
Number
hear it.
10, everyone is still positive about their team, and mental health days away from Twitter decreased by 45% during the preseason. So everybody's still up. That's good. Number 9, if it wasn't for preseason football, the guys at Barking Browns would still be doing that awful Guardians podcast with the old fat guy. That's uncalled for. Number 8, the amount of misery on Guard's Twitter went down 75% since miserable Brown fans switched to ruining preseason football instead of ruining baseball for everyone. So that's good. Number 7, it's really the only opportunity special teams has to practice the missed field goal drill in game with live action. So, Kate York, those are planned apparently. So they can practice the missed field goal drill. Where are we at here?
Number 6.
Number 6, what else hypes a 7th round pick, possible practice squad player like the preseason? Nothing. Number 5, without preseason, there would never have been the unforgettable 2019 Nick Carnes poem, Damon Sheehy Giuseppe Makes Me Peppy. Remember that one? That was a good one. Number 4, so fans, podcasters, and the occasional rando behind me in line at Speedway can bully each other over their sports opinions.
Okay.
Number 3, Joe Thomas doing color commentary during the preseason should be
That's
enough
fair.
of a reason.
Okay.
Number 2, when football is on, nobody can call you an alcoholic.
That's just a fact.
And the number 1 reason, 3 words: Dorian Thompson-Robinson. So those are the top 10 reasons we got that the preseason does matter.
Wow. Good job, Roger.
Yeah, I can't do 2 in a row. I lost my juice on the first one.
I will cry always when I think of the Pepe Nick
Barnes poem.
Try
I
and say
need
the
to hear
name.
this
All right.
poem. I didn't hear this poem.
Yeah, I'm going to have to research that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that. I'll ask Nick.
All right.
We're gonna clear the screen a little bit. Fancy Girl and Sherry will bid adieu for now,
Of course.
and let's go right into our spit sip chug. Now, James, you said you have some water there. Feel free to play this game with water if you want, but we're gonna make a statement. If you strongly agree, you're going to chug some of your water or your favorite beverage. If you strongly disagree, you're going to spit. And if you're somewhere in the middle, you can take a sip. Make sense?
All right.
Roger, you are allowed to sip this week. It's usually a contention, but give him this one. All right, so the first statement, we're going to start with Roger, work clockwise from there. Ooh. This Brown season is going to be a bigger disappointment than this Guardian season.
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to chug on that one. Because the Guardian season hasn't been a disappointment for me at all. I never expected them to go ahead and win the World Series. I'm realistic. These kids can't even buy beer yet. They're playing against grown men. I know that they're not finished that. If the Browns don't win the division, that alone makes this a disappointment season. For me, to win in the division minimum is my expectation for them. There's no more maybe next year. We're sneaking in under a wild card and waiting to week 14, 16, and we're praying that somebody loses. Not with the talent, not what they've invested. And they've invested us personally as fans in it now with getting Watson. They have to go out there and win. So I'm chugging on it. If the Browns don't win, it's a huge disappointment. Guardians season was never a disappointment for me. I'm a realist.
All right. James.
I'm going to sip that one. We, on the Guardians, my predictions were let's go out and win the World Series. Let's end that drought. I was hoping that the rookie pitching that you see now that's playing unbelievable between Allen, Bybee, and Williams, I was thinking that was going to come up later in the season and hopefully build on what we had last year. Figuring there's going to be some setbacks, some sophomore slumps, but I wanted to see some veteran leadership added into that to try to help the team. And that kind of leads me now over to the Browns. Do we have the veteran leadership that we need to go out and end the 34-year drought to win the division since the first time since 1989 when it was the AL Central or the AL what was it? No, AFC Central. I'm sorry. But yeah, I really think that's going to be the question mark is leadership and physical play of whether or not the Browns can win the division. Most of us could just be having high hopes right now, like normal, because it is August. But it's so early right now. We know how we are. We get to the home opener. Everybody's excited. You got your new gear on. Get in the stadium. Here we go. And I've been there for too many clunkers. And hopefully this year, this is going to be the one that finally, where the change is going to happen. We're going to see great quarterback play because without that great quarterback play, we're not going to see that division title. And Roger, I'm 100% with you on that division title. I don't care what everybody else is doing. We got to compete with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens and the Bengals. And when that ball snapped and with our physical play.
Yep.
All right. Nice answer.
Absolutely.
I'm going to chug to that.
I'll go with you.
All right. So for me on this one, Roger, I agree with you. Like, I think we put a little too much expectations on the Gardos this season. They're a very young team. Unfortunately, the pitching they had ran some injuries, and whatever. We've learned a lot about the guys we have, and that's probably priority number one. However, it is a disappointing season because I think last year we saw them kind of rise way beyond expectations. You're just hoping they can kind of get on some kind of roll. Didn't quite happen. It's too early, so I'm not too worried about it. I think the future is bright. With the Browns, though, it's like, gosh, it sort of feels like it's now or never. Because if this team can't figure it out, and if they sort of just go up and down and finish mediocre, we are going to have some problems. So I don't believe that's going to happen, though. I think they're going to be just fine. This is an extremely competitive conference, and everyone mentions that. But at the end of the day, I don't really care if I want to win the division. That's sort of my goal. But as long as they're playing like a quality football team the majority of the time and taking care of business and doing what they need to do where I'm not pissed off, I will be happy. I'll be satisfied. So it's a long way to say I think the Browns are going to do better than the Guardians season. So I am going to spit. Ross.
Oh, I'm going to have to go with Roger on this and Chug.
You guys are bastards. Haters.
Just because, like Roger said, I'm trying to live the Roger life right now.
I'm to live the Roger life.
Baseball's the one sport where you can just magically get away with sucking or winning, and either way, it doesn't matter. Oh, we suck. Well, we're doing this, and that. We have prospects, blah, blah, blah. Baseball's hard, blah, blah, blah. No one ever really cares when baseball is good or bad. You just kind of ride with it. When they're good, you get excited. You care a lot. Like, there's a lot of casual baseball fans, and when they aren't good, it's never really a huge disappointment. We just assume that people are coming up through the minors, and eventually something magical is going to happen, and we'll just win it all or something. That's just how people feel about baseball. With the Browns, even when we were like 1-15 and 0-16 before that season started, people talked themselves into, maybe we'll win one game over 500 and be all right. And that's just our expectation. Like football, you're just so into it regardless of what your roster is. And then it only makes it worse when you have a $250 million quarterback, the highest paid offense in the league this year, at least guaranteed money, and a very talented, probably the most talented D-line this team has ever had since 1999. So realistically, even if we won one playoff game, some people would call it a disappointment. I would say one playoff wins would make it a success, in my opinion, just to show that, we got Deshaun to play at that level again. But yeah, when the baseball season goes poorly, it's not a huge deal. It just isn't.
You say that, but Chuck is literally contemplating pulling the trigger right now. He's in a corner huddled in the fetal position.
Ross, if I could say something on that, football losses are more painful than baseball.
Yeah.
Because there's more games. The weather's nicer. I really think that's a big deal right there.
Yeah, there's nothing better than the high of it's 4 p.m. and your team won, so you have the rest of the day to be happy and ride that high.
Yeah,
it's
that's
great.
fair.
You get
that
so much
fair.
work done around the house.
Right.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on to statement number 2. James, we're going to start with you. If DTR shines again tomorrow, he should become the primary backup at the quarterback position.
Nope, I'm going to spit on that. No. Preseason, I'm sure Roger can go back to this. Do you remember the old stadium when Vinny Testaverde was on the team and we had Eric Zier? Eric Zier, I remember the crowd chanting his name because of his preseason play.
Yep.
And it meant absolutely nothing.
Yes.
So it's nice to see him play well. I am not going to take away from that. However, I don't think, Deshaun goes down week 1. He's not a plug and play. And does that mean Josh Dobbs is that guy when we just got done talking about winning the division? I think we can all agree that we'd have concerns even with Josh Dobbs.
Right.
So DTR, it's not fair to him too, I think, to put him in that position.
Okay. I respect that answer very much. However, I don't have any very much faith in Josh Dobbs. I think we got to see him play with Tennessee. I think he's very limited playing in an NFL game. We're probably in trouble for the most part, unless Nick Chubb just has an amazing game. So for me, there's DTR kind of has a spark right now. If we needed him to like start a, finish a game or have a spot start here or there, I think he would be able to probably give us more than Josh Dobbs. And ultimately, I want to put the guy in that gives us the best chance to win. So that's how I'm going to answer that one. So I think I am chugging on this one.
To me, it would have to be like a Purdy type situation in San Francisco, where he just walked into it and we caught a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
All right, Ross.
I'm gonna have to sip on this because on one hand, if he plays really well, maybe they can do like over the next 3 preseason games like a backup quarterback duel, which is like the least exciting thing in the NFL. But we could have one. We could have a little backup quarterback competition if we really want to. But after one game of being great, he's not going to jump Dobbs. But maybe they say, oh, crap, he's doing real good. Hey, Dobbs, you're starting the next preseason game. I want to see what you do. And then until right when the preseason ends, you might actually have a change of the backup quarterback gauntlet. So we'll see how exciting that really is. But it shouldn't be that exciting when you have Deshaun Watson, who is clearly a starter, and if he goes down, the season's probably over. But
if he's down for a significant period of time, sure. Roger, I foresee a sip in your future. Am I correct?
Hold on.
He's spitting.
I don't think it's fair to him. Like you said, you know what? But he's played 48 games in college. Some of these guys come out and they're playing 12, 15 games. We've played over 40 games. I think it's 49 games. But it'd be unfair to him to make him the number 2. You know what though? With like Dobbs, I'm not all that over the moon about Dobbs or something else to Watson. I don't, man. No, but I'm spitting out. It's not fair to him. I think he's exciting, but I don't think he should be the primary backup yet. I think one more year. And then you can talk about that.
All right.
Yeah.
Strong takes from everyone. I love it. We're moving on to statement number 3. I'm going to start this one. The Browns defense is going to outshine the offense this season. I think we've actually asked this one before, but now we have more data, so we'll ask it again. What the hell? There's only so many questions you can ask. And these aren't questions, by the way. They're statements. But I am going to go ahead and say that at this point, I am much more confident in our defense doing what they need to do than I am in our offense. I think our line is pretty much stacked. Our defensive backfield is awesome. And the wide receiver group is kind of battling some injuries, and I don't think they've settled exactly who's going to make the roster. So, I definitely think the defense is where I'm pining my hopes of the Browns taking off more than I would the offense, even though I think both sides are pretty stacked talent-wise. Ross?
I'm going to agree with you and chug on this.
I'm chugging too.
I think after these Eagles practice, there seems to be a lot of commentary about how our defensive line is shining, and that makes sense. We spent money there. We probably have the best edge rusher combination with Myles Garrett he's ever had. And remember last year's hype with our secondary, how athletic we are and how loaded we are? That we have that same exact secondary again. They're going to get more talented. They're older. They're more experienced. I mean, like Andy said, this is going to be the consistent side of our team. I think there's going to be some up and downs with Deshaun Watson still. Like, as much as you hate hearing it, shaking off the rust is still going to be a thing those first few games. And I just think our defense has the best shot of being consistent. And if they're like Myles has the best shot at winning Defensive Player of the Year potentially. So if that happens, then oh wait, that's actually the better side of the ball if you have Defensive Player of the Year. So it's just going to be fun to watch, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Roger.
Oh, boy. I hope they don't, but I think they will.
So you're chugging.
Yes.
He's just thirsty.
And I mean, if everything goes to plan, they can keep teams under 20 and our offense shines and they can go over, score 4 touchdowns a game. It's going to be a fun season. But what you guys were saying, man, I am so excited about it. Denzel Ward, even though he's a Buckeye, and I hate Buckeyes, but even though he's a Buckeye, he's got talent. I think he's going to have his best year under Schwartz. And I think he only needs to play 12 to 14 games because I do call him Hospital Ward because he does, tend to bounce on a little bit on the IR. But even at his – I think he's going to shine in this. I think all our cornerbacks Thornhill plays downhill, man. That guy, he goes in and he fills in behind the linebackers. You see that tackle he had off the – those are ones that, that we're usually whiffing on. I'm excited about the defense. I can't wait. JOK, he was flying all over the field against Washington. I'm just really excited about the defense, man. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. It's a clean sweep.
Yeah, I definitely chug on that one. I'm with Roger. I want the offense to at least make it close here. But no, I think with Jim Schwartz, his credibility, Myles Garrett finally has somebody to look to that's got a Super Bowl ring. He's got head coaching experience. And I really think Schwartz is probably owning those meeting rooms, plus on the practice field. So I think he has their attention. That defensive line, I hope, will make up what I feel is where I'm still not as confident in our linebacker core. I feel we're a little bit light. I hope that the line can hold up long enough to allow JOK to be what we think he can be, but can he hold up over the 17-week season? And then we're talking playoffs, right? So being able to hold up for the playoffs as well in the cold weather. Secondary, not really concerned about that. Thornhill addition is going to help solidify that and the depth we have at cornerback. So, yeah, it's exciting from a defensive standpoint. And I know there's been a lot of barking ever since 99, but we might finally actually have a real dog defense back in the city of Cleveland.
Oh, I can't wait. 25 more days. Let's go. All right, we're going to move on to our final statement. Ross, we're going to start with you on this one. Obviously the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers are known for having very tough teams, and they have very tough training camps. So the statement is the Browns need to have a tougher training camp to be better prepared for the season.
I'm going to spit. Because when I hear tough practices in this era, it just screams injuries. Back in the day, they'd say, "Oh, work your ass off, make it happen." I don't know. I just think playing tougher is just you have a whole season to do that. I'm not going to risk my players getting hurt. I'm not going to be like, "Oh, well, at least they played hard and this guy's out half the season. Great, now we just blew our season." It's just not worth it. Like, risk it during the games. I guess making people work out more or run more is okay, but when it comes to being more physical and risking injuries, it's just not worth it. But then again, I've never played football, so if anyone here has played football, talk about how I'm stupid and say you got to do it to prevent injury. I'm just going to be the nerd that says getting hurt in practice has to be the worst thing in the world. Yeah. Getting hurt during a game, it sucks too, but at least you were trying to do something and helping your team out.
Right. All right, Roger.
I'm with Rob. Whatever. I'm spitting on that. Spitting. They get hurt. They bubble wrap them. Whoever's important, and get them to week 1. I worry about the soft tissue injuries and pulling hamstrings. Listen, I remember running laps for 2-a-days at St. Ed's, and we're running around, and they had these old galvanized pipes with hoses and holes drilled in them, and you can smell the water as it came up out of the pipe, and you weren't allowed to touch it. And we're playing I don't think today's professionals can do high school 2-a-days from the 80s without being on the IR for 3 weeks. Man, just bubble wrap them and get them to week one, whoever's important. Let the kids beat each other up and be done with it.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Contemplating. He does.
You just mentioned the word tough. And how many Sundays do we sit and watch a Browns team over the last how many decades where you're minimizing and you don't see the toughness that we need out of that team? And I'm not saying it absolutely has to happen in training camp, but the mental side definitely does. They started out in West Virginia. That's a whole different thing than years previous to be able to get chemistry together as a team, to make sure that we're focused as a team, and that toughness has to come. So does it mean they need to blow each other up in practice every day? No, but the mentality of the toughness has to be there in order to win this division, because I would be wondering if it's raining outside and say, let's move indoors for Berea. But then I might want to call down to Pittsburgh and go, hey, it's raining down there too. Where are they at? Oh, they're practicing outside. Then maybe we need to get our ass outside and practice too. We need to compete in this division. I'm going to say that all year. We have to compete in this division from a toughness standpoint, from a physical standpoint, and from an intelligence standpoint. And I think the intelligence is there with Kevin Stefanski and with Jim Schwartz. And now we need to take what's on paper that looks like a very good football team, and when they snap that ball, we need to be ready to go take it.
Nice. Love that.
Yeah. Very good, Shane.
The only thing, look, the Ravens and the Steelers have earned their reputation because they've been, they've won close games for so many years. They've fought, they've battled with so many different rosters, but they have proven there's something to be said for winning the Steeler way, winning for the Ravens way, whatever. The Browns don't have that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I think there is sort of a path where you don't want to just come out there and start screaming at guys that, this is how we do things here, when they're realizing, like, you guys have lost for 20 years. You kind of have to, connect the dots. So I think the Browns, it's not like it's – look, I've been to training camp when it was Romeo Crennel. And I was like, what are we doing here? I've been with Kevin Stefanski. I think they're probably where they need to be. So I'm okay with the toughness right now. I think we need to continue to ratchet it up, but I think they have to earn that right. And hopefully that comes by having a good season where we surpass our expectations and get some respect, and then bam. So I guess I am spitting on this.
There you go.
And that is Bits of Chug. But James, I do want to ask, do you have a statement you want to make about the Guardians? You talk about the Guardians a lot. Do you have something compelling that we want to go around the horn and, Guardians related that you can think of, putting you on the spot?
It's been a long season. But I can go back to the 70s and 80s, late 70s and then the 80s, and remember really bad baseball in a really rough stadium. We're nowhere near that. We have a beautiful stadium that they're still pumping money into to renovate, to get down there and watch a ball club that still hustles down the baselines. Does that mean that we're hitting grand slams every night? No. We are a little short on power in our lineup, but our arms are there. And I believe defensively we're a pretty good ball club. So even when you're going down to try to finish this season, I know Brown season started. If you can make your way down to Progressive Field and still take a game in, do it, because I think what's been lost in this season, and as Guardians Twitter, and I've seen it and I really didn't appreciate it, is how much infighting was going on because of the losing. Losing brings out the worst in people sometimes, or it's going to bring out the best in people that have character. And where I'm at is where I think the focus needs to be is we need to remember how the season started. And, we lost John Adams, and he was the greatest fan that we could ask for. We would all love to be in John Adams' shoes and and do the things he did. And he supported a lot of bad teams. It didn't matter who was in that Cleveland uniform. He was going to bang that drum. And I really think we need to kind of have that attitude towards this baseball team, and then also across our Browns and our Cavaliers too, because I think we all have that loyalty in us. We've spent countless hours talking about our teams, attending games, spending overpriced parking spots and purchasing those with overpriced beers. And, you know, we go down there a lot and we hope our team wins. But at the end of the day, as fans, we got to remember that we're there for that camaraderie, and we love our city and we love our teams, and we should definitely support each other.
Hell yes.
Absolutely.
Stop
chugging it up.
arguing and start supporting. Totally agree. All right. Well, now we're gonna do something fun here. James, we're gonna test not only your knowledge of the Cleveland Guardians of the 2023 season, but we're gonna throw in Roger. He's gonna be your partner, and we're gonna ask you some questions about this season. We're gonna give away some homage shirts. So if you do well, you're gonna have a chance to win. So Roger, hopefully you're gonna help him out. Now I have not shown these questions to Roger. We're gonna start real easy. There's 10 questions. They might get a little harder, but I think you're going to do great. Roger,
I'm just helping them out with them, or
you guys can come up with
collaborate. It's a collaboration.
Yep.
All right.
So if you want to
Tag team champions.
give your thoughts and then have Roger weigh in, however you want to do it.
All right.
Okay, so this is the Roger and James Gardo game. Okay, so who is leading the Guardians in games played this season? And ignore today's game because I pulled this data before today.
Who leads in games played?
Who leads the Guardians in games played?
Ooh, I've got to. Can we talk it out?
You can talk it out.
Miles Straw's on the list.
Yeah, Stephen Kwan.
So is Kwan and left field's on the list for sure.
Yeah.
Those two, and I'm not going to say Jose. Jose, they've given him nights off, man. I would say Jimenez a second. Those are my three right there. But go ahead.
I'm going to give you an additional lifeline, in including Roger's help. That if you come up with two answers for one question, I'll give you. If you get one of them right, you got it. So I don't know if you want to save that or use it, but who is the Guardian that's played the most games this season?
Roger, I would say I want to lean Stephen Kwan just because Brennan has been swinging over to center field some nights. I haven't seen as many players.
Kwan or Jimenez are the two, so I'd go Kwan too. Yeah, Kwan.
All right.
You think Kwan? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll roll the dice.
Answer. All right. Well, it is Stephen Kwan, so you got that one right. Good job.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it might get a little harder. Who's leading the Guardians in doubles hit this season?
In doubles?
Doubles.
Let
me give you a little hint. The answer is 29 doubles. Who hit 29
doubles? Jose.
No? It might be Josh Naylor.
Naylor?
I'm
thinking it's Naylor.
All right. I'll go with you.
Now you got 9 questions left. You still have you can 2 for 1 if you want to use that, or if you want to just.
Rosario's gone. He would have been on my list by now.
Oh, he was up there with triples.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Naylor if you say Naylor.
I mean, Jose was. Yeah, Jose or Naylor.
What do you think? Jimenez is on that list, though. Not 29.
Yeah, but he was struggling for a while.
Yeah.
I know he's moved up to the 2-hole, but
Tough game.
I can't remember.
Let's go with Naylor because he was killing.
I think we're reaching, but
it was Jose Ramirez at 29 doubles so far.
We have Jose Ramirez. Come on.
Like this is so easy. Okay.
Dirty.
Jose was leading the squad in doubles. Who's leading in triples? And I'll give you a hint. It's 5 triples. It's a tough
I
one.
think
There was someone that had 4.
Rosario and Quan, I think, were going back and forth.
Yeah. I would
And
say
Quan just had one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is that me?
What do you think, Roger?
I'm agreeing with you, Quan. If it was Rosario, it was not Rosario, it's gone. So
Stephen Quan is correct.
Yes.
Wow. All right. This one might be a little easier. We'll see. Who is leading Guardians in RBIs this season? And the answer is 79 RBIs before today.
I'm pretty sure it's Naylor. You
Roger,
talk me out of it, Roger?
Yeah, I would say him too. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
That is
I was
correct.
addressing by him.
You guys are proving to be the Guardian experts that we knew you'd
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Okay. Who is leading the Guardians in walks this season?
Giving up walks?
No. Who has walked the most times?
At the plate, walk the most. Ooh. Gonna have to,
Any other year back in the day, we could say Carlos Santana, right?
right. Automatic.
Yeah.
Who's that discipline? Miles Straw. No. No. I mean, that's what keeps his.
I mean, Jose is pretty disciplined.
He's disciplined because he's afraid to swing and strike out.
Plus, he's at the top of the order. Let's go, Jose.
Okay, Jose.
Jose is correct. He has walked 53 times this season.
Yeah, he's disciplined.
That guy. All right. Now we know who's leading the squad in walks. How about strikeouts? Who has struck out the most times this season?
God, it feels like Josh Bell.
Josh Bell or Gonzalez. I would say Miles Straw. Miles Straw probably struck out the most this season.
Yeah, it might be fair. It's definitely not our catchers. Too much rotation at that position. Oscar hasn't been up very much.
Right. Oscar would be my guess if he's been up all year because he swings at everything.
Between Straw and Bell.
He swings strong at everything.
Yeah.
I'm saying Miles Straw.
Go ahead. Yeah, let's go with it.
This is a tough one. It was Andres Jimenez with 83 strikeouts.
Really?
And I thought last year he had a ton of 2-out hits too.
Yeah, man. He wouldn't have been my.
He was hitting the breaking ball last year. He was hitting that off-speed pitch really well.
Brennan before it, Yeah.
So there's, Roger, you're not really helping out our guest too much here tonight.
Come on, that's like the first one we missed.
All right. We missed 2, but as long as you get these last 4 right, you're a shoo-in.
I feel like he's helping me out.
All right. Don't forget, there's 4 questions left. You've got the 50-50. I mean, if you have 2 answers, you can give them both. What about stolen bases? Who has stolen the most bases this season? Love base running. And I'm going to give you a clue. This player has stolen 20 bases before tonight.
How many?
20-0.
Wow. They're not running like they did in the beginning of the season.
Right.
They were running crazy, and then that kind of stopped. Jimenez is stolen. He swiped a number of bases.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ron, I don't.
I've seen Straw quite a bit.
I think I'm going to have to say Jose, though.
I don't know.
No? It's either Jose.
No, I think let's go with Jimenez.
Okay.
Jimenez is correct.
Yeah. It was one of those two. Yeah.
Way to tell Roger, hey, Roger, shut the F up.
Right.
No.
We're talking it out. We're talking it out.
All right.
Wins a team, loses a team.
Okay. This should be an easier one. Don't forget you still have your 1 lifeline remaining. Who is leading the Guardians in slugging percentage?
I have to say Josh Naylor.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go.
Is that
Between
fine?
him and Jose.
Yeah, between him and Jose, I'd have to say Naylor.
Are you making that conclusive, or are you still thinking it through?
Sure call. Jose or Josh?
Let's go with it.
I'm sorry, it was actually Miles Straw. No, I'm just
Wow.
kidding. It was Josh Naylor.
I was going to say, what?
Dude, Miles Straws.
I thought
What?
we turned into an episode of
I
Stranger
know
Things.
that ain't
We were the
true.
upside down.
All right, keeping this going. Still got that lifeline. Who is leading the Guardians in strikeouts this season?
Pitching wise?
Yes. What pitcher of the Cleveland
Yeah.
Guardians has struck
Okay.
out the most batters?
It'd have to be Tanner Beebe. I'm gonna have to go Beebe just because he's had the most, like right now, out of active.
Yeah, because even a lot of Bieber starts.
Yeah,
He was hot and cold a lot, and Bibby's been up since beginning. of
Bibby
May.
has been.
Yeah, he's been up. He's been up longer.
Is
yeah.
this counting bullpen too?
It's all pitchers.
All pitchers.
Everybody. Okay. Start pitchers.
No,
Doesn't matter.
Let's. I think we should. Yeah, let's go Bibby.
Bibby.
That is correct.
Nice.
Now you're on to your final question. You can give me two answers, and this might be easy. Which Cleveland Guardians pitcher has given up the most home runs? And this pitcher gave up 14 home runs.
Does he have to be active, or is it any pitcher on the 40-man roster?
It's any pitcher that has pitched this season that's given up the most home runs.
Probably, I'd say Quantrill.
You know
Or
what?
I'd say Quantrill.
I think you're
Or
right.
Bieber. It's one of the two.
You get two answers.
Oh, well,
Who?
that's probably a good two. Because I don't think it's Bibby. It's Williams hasn't been up long enough. Allen's pitched well. I know Quantrill's been hurt a little bit, but
But early on, he was getting shelled.
yeah,
Flesac didn't play it. He didn't pitch enough.
yeah.
He was getting shelled early on, but at maybe 5. Quantrill seemed like he was giving up and Bieber. So I'm going to say Quantrill.
Let's go with Quantrill, and then we got Bieber maybe in the on deck circle.
All right. It was Shane Bieber at 14 home runs given up. So
Very
that
good.
correct answer means you have qualified to be in the running to win
Do you have Quantrill's number?
No.
Yeah, how many?
I'd be curious to know how many.
Yeah, how close that is.
I will look it up afterwards. But congrats.
13.
You guys did some
Thanks,
amazing
Roger.
there. You listened to Roger when you needed to. You told him to shut the F up when you needed to. It was perfect.
You know, if anything, we sit around and watch them, huh? I'll watch them until the end of September, October, whenever they stop.
Now that I see your expertise in the Guardians, I am going to listen to the podcast. I have to
Well, I
test
appreciate that.
to test everyone. If they fail to
Honestly, no, they do. Outside, I
No,
listen.
you said they do an amazing job, so I'm excited to listen. I'm joking, but absolutely. Because I think we don't talk about the Guardians enough when you listen to sports radio. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
It doesn't move the needle as much.
You
It
only
really
talk
doesn't.
about them when there's like when they didn't put the right bullpen guy in, or they left the guy in too long. Then everyone calls it and complains. It's like the only time you hear baseball talk, which is sad. So
Yeah.
appreciate that you are digging to find stuff that's interesting to listen to about the Guardians. Because I love baseball's my second love.
Yeah, and we do a lot of off-season interviews with minor league players. There's a gentleman, young guy named Nate Furman, who's at Lake County Captains right now currently. He hit the cover off the ball at Lynchburg and has been at Lake County now for a while. He's playing well. He's a Philly kid, grew up a Chase Utley fan, and if this young man can be anything like Chase Utley, he also studies some Tony Gwynn tape So if this young man can come up and make a difference, love to see him get up to the big leagues here in the next few years.
That's awesome.
I know middle infielders are tight right now. We have plenty of them, but
We're stocked.
yes.
We think we
Who is
do. We think we do.
Minor league player that's going to come up and blow everyone's minds right now.
Kevin and those guys, that man, if anything, they really into the minor league prospects and into minor league baseball. They cover it thoroughly. Anything I know about minor leagues pretty much comes from those guys at Cleveland and you guys over there, man.
Parroting Jake Burns, is what you're saying.
I'm sorry?
You're just coming on here and parroting Jake Burns. That's what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Say that again. I'm sorry.
I'm saying you're coming on to the Dog Jug and you're parroting what you're hearing from Jake Burns, but instead of Jake Burns, it's from the yeah. Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Okay. Jeez.
Just say yes and move on, Roger.
Yes, move on.
All right. So
I'm into my Edmund now, so I'm out of Hazy's.
Who is the next minor league player that's going to come through the Guardian system? It's gonna come to the.
Well, actually, the player that if he would have stayed healthy was supposed to be even more elite than what we're seeing now is Daniel Espino, the starting pitcher.
Oh yeah.
If he didn't have his injury, he was somebody that was even at the elite level. Above a Gavin Williams and a Tanner Bybee. So if that young man can get healthy and we can get him up into that rotation, and it's not going to happen this year, but man, that's the kid that I've been hearing about from the different sources that we reach out to. That's a difference maker.
Nice. All right. Well, I can't wait for that next season. We're going to look for him. I remember our good friend Chuck coming on and being very depressed when he got injured.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Let's bring our friends back on. How to go?
They're still here.
Somehow.
Was it?
Where else are they going? Really?
Right.
Where?
Wrap this thing
Bring on
up.
Lysandra too. Lysandra,
Oh, Lysandra.
you said you were you were having a tough time today and you need to be cheered up. Are you cheered up?
Oh yeah, Roger stole the show today. I had some good laughs back here backstage.
How have you been taking advantage of what Denver has to offer?
Oh my god. Right now all it's offering is like 99-degree heat. So yeah, that's our 10-day forecast.
So you're not Colorado. Wait, you're Colorado sober? Wait, how do you say that?
That's
Rocky
the right
Mountain
term, I
sober?
think.
Rocky Mountain sober.
No, I'm never ever Rocky Mountain sober.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you had a good time watching. Roger, thank you for making everyone laugh tonight. You were unbelievable.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
James, I'm going to check out Guardians of the CLE podcast and Cleveland Media. It sounds awesome, and I want to listen to more year-round Guardians talk because NFL is 365 days a year pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Guardians, it's like 7 months, and I wanted to extend that, so I'm going to check you out for sure. Judge,
I appreciate that, guys.
Judge Stefanski girl, I'm so proud that you met Kevin. You got to get him on the show though. Like once you start dating him, you have to manipulate him into coming on our dumb show.
I will. I told him that day that he had to come on.
And he said,
anytime, babe. Anytime.
How's his wife doing?
I don't know. We didn't talk about her, Ross.
She didn't come up, Ross.
Ross! Get the
Between
phone.
all
Oh,
With all the smooching,
I didn't see a ring on it. You're right.
there's no talking.
We can't wait for you to get him to come on. We always have him on, but he's like a puppet. We want to have the real thing on. So
Oh.
Yeah.
thank you for helping
yeah.
in that endeavor. It's been a really fun show. Ross, thanks for hanging in there with your technical issues.
Yes.
I got to figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be a pain in the ass, but we're good.
And Roger, it was one of your funnier episodes. Do you have something funny to end it with right now? Put you on the spot.
Do I have something to? No, I actually
All you
don't.
have to do
I'm
is
a
say
little short.
mitten hands or something.
I'm a
I mean, if
little
you say mitten hands, I'm
short-handed.
going to laugh.
I don't have anything prepared, Andy. No, man. Hey, James, thanks for coming on. Thanks for connecting with. You know what? I do have to close out. Lana and Lysandra are going to start going live soon.
Mhm.
Tell us about your podcast. Take us out with that. How about that?
My mind's blown.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Well, I guess it's going to be kind of like we're going to incorporate Browns, of course, and Cleveland sports in general, but it's going to be kind of like The View, but with women that love sports and have a lot of different things to contribute. So,
Did you see the fear on my face
Lana.
when she said that? No, trigger word. You got.
we're going to talk amongst ourselves.
Oh, better. Okay.
yes.
But yes,
Am I allowed
so
to-
I'm gonna
I wear a
be
dress?
putting out content as far as just news and fantasy, and Lana will tell you a little bit about what she wants to put out on there.
Yeah, I'll be doing a little like health and fitness wellness spot. Of course, we're gonna talk the coach's corner in my little segment, and my favorite topic. And also, I really want to highlight Northeast Ohio businesses. So I'm even going to go out and visit, come back and report, on a business like once a month, a small business. So I'm super excited to do that because I think that's so important for our community. So, but yeah, I think it's just we're gonna have a couple things that are constant. It'll be bi-weekly, but like the business will probably be monthly, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Wow, looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. My fandom, actually, the roots of it start with my mom and my mom's side of the family. My grandmother, my great aunt, my aunts getting together on Sundays up in Brunswick. And so the female fan is definitely strong right now, and you guys out there promoting it, that's awesome to hear.
That's great.
We're really excited, really nervous, but really excited.
Well, you can watch our first show, and then you will not be nervous anymore.
Well, if you're wondering, it took the Dog Show 325 episodes
And
to get it right.
I will be happy to wear a dress so that I can pretend I'm a woman and come on. And
Dude. Oh, we have Andrea joining us tonight.
And he's going to do that in public, right?
Yeah,
Of course.
One of the public appearances.
Yeah.
all right. Well, come on that. Look out for them. It's going to be amazing. I'm super excited. And I think with that,
Thank you.
Go Browns, go Guardians. Let's finish strong so we can make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And try and do something when we get there. I love the Guardians. All right, go Browns.
Go Browns.
Go Browns.
Go Browns.
Thank you, guys. Go
Go
Browns.
Guards.
You.